A very good morning to one and all present here. We welcome you all to the second day of our 3-day induction program at Center for Research, Anna University, Chennai. Today, our guest speaker is Dr.S.Renuka Devi, Madam, from NITTTR, Chennai. We request our Director, Madam, Dr. Umarani, Madam, to present a bouquet and a book. Kindly accept it, ma'am, as a token of our love and appreciation. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Dr. Soundaranayake, ma'am, our Deputy Director, Center for Research, Anna University, will now introduce the speaker for us.
Very good morning to one and all gathered here. We have a renowned speaker, Dr.S.Renuka Devi, ma'am, is a professor of engineering education and head and Center for Academic Studies. She has 32 years of teaching experience, of which nearly 27 years she has served in NITTTR, Chennai. She holds a master's degree in computer application and doctorate in computer application, and ma'am is has done her engineering education with PG diploma in guidance and counseling. And her areas of expertise includes pedagogy, engineering pedagogy, psychology, training technology, instruction design, soft skills, gender studies, student guidance and counseling. And she is expert in yoga mudras and healing techniques, and she has coordinated nearly 250 short-term courses and overseas program, and she has trained more than 300 international teachers and administrators, and she is offering a course in MHRD Swayam platform and covering nearly 25,000 learners in 4 batches, and she has visited many places like Germany, Ireland, Malta, Scotland, Switzerland, etc. She has organized an international conference of ISPA US in India. She has organized many symposiums, seminars and conferences, and she has coordinated the NITTTR Golden Jubilee celebration, and she has served as an assistant academic editor of Journal of Technical and Vocational Educations, and she is the editor of IAAP, and she is a member of Staff Selection Committee of Government Institutions. So we have a very eminent speaker in front of us. Ma'am, now the stage is for you.
So good morning everyone. I'm very pleased to be here, and I thank Director Madam, Mrs. Dr. Uma, for giving this opportunity, and also the Deputy Directors, 2 Deputy Directors who have been in touch with me to invite me here. Just now we experienced a kind of a resilient situation. Like the technology always puts us into trouble. And somehow the people, they made everything ready. So now we are going to start live. And I accepted this lecture because research is something which is always close to my heart. I always identify me as a researcher first. Then only I say I am a professor, or I am a mother, or I am a daughter, or whatever it is. And right through our lives, you are all now researchers today. We have all completed research, 3 of us, and we are guiding people for research. Several people have been our research guides, not the physical guide who is with you. See, when I started, when I was a small girl, going through my first standard, second standard, at that moment itself my father started what is research. Whenever I came back from school after an examination, my father would ask me, what are the questions that you left out today? What are the questions that were wrongly answered by you? Okay. And can you please write the question paper answer once again in the house? This was the preparation that was made, researching into the question paper. Okay, then came a situation where I graduated. When I went to my higher education, my post-graduation, I had a wonderful professor. I can say Professor RKC. You might be knowing him. He was a person who was a teacher, but a great, all the time he will come to the class, open some question. Try to find an answer. Okay? So this is how the research process continued. I am standing before you as a resilient person. You will understand why when I just complete the lecture. What is resilience? Okay? Because you might not have, maybe few of you are listening to this word for the first time. Am I correct? A few of you may be listening to this word resilience for the first time. For a few of you, you might have heard this word, but what exactly is behind it? You might not have had. So today this lecture will explore what is resilience, especially for research scholars. We are all resilient people in the sense we all passed through a very deadly pandemic, right? And now we are all fortunate to be here, to have survived it. This is called resilience. Correct? Agreed? Because we have seen the worst in 57 years of my, now I am into 57. This is the first ever pandemic that I have seen, which made us scarred to death. But we all survived. We jumped back. We are all sitting without a mask comfortably here. This is resilience. Resilience is a beautiful word which originated in the field of psychology. In the field of psychology, the very field of psychology started with studying abnormal behavior of humans. It didn't start with why somebody is fine. It started with why somebody is not fine. So, when somebody is not fine, how to bring them back? How to bring them back to normality? Then they coined this word called resilience. Okay? So let us go through a few slides. This is the overview of my lecture today. I will leave the PPT also with the organizers. Later you can collect the definition of resilience, the process, what are the facts about resilience, examples, high and low resilience, personal resilience, strategies for resilience, and what is at the heart of resilience. This is the overview of my presentation. So any topic that you learn, you start, you people are researchers. I'll come to, especially for research, resilience for research, a little later. So it is actually a Latin word, resilere. And it is coined by a psychologist or a psychotherapist called Emmy Werner in 1970s. Okay? When she was studying difficult people. And in Greek it is called elasticity. Means when you pull a rubber band, it comes back, elasticity. And the Oxford Dictionary defines it very beautifully. Capacity to recover from any event. Capacity to recover from any event. And of course there is an American Psychology Association definition which is very, very big. But the simplest definition is bouncing back, getting back from any untoward incidences, from any negative experiences, from any severe blows to our life. How can we get back and proceed with our destination? Are you all clear up to this? Okay? So resilience is getting back. So a few definitions. One is, it is after life tears you down. Okay? It is the ability to bounce back from difficult events. And when you bounce back, it leads to good mental health. Okay? So it is actually a well-being concept. How we are adaptive, how we are stronger, okay? How we are mentally stronger. That is what it indicates. Resilience is a positive quality. Okay? There are 3 dimensions very beautifully depicted in a picture. One is that you try to come out of the problem. Okay, the first one. You are in a problem. For example, most of the research scholars today, no? When you are doing research, we are not comfortable. We are not very, very happy. Because we live in an environment where the research scholars always, irrespective of the best guide that they have complaints. Okay? So they will have complaints. I will tell my personal experiences also. And irrespective of the best research student that we have, we always have negative feelings about our research scholars. And this continues. And also there will be other research scholars, your colleagues. So it is not an easy situation. So in that situation, suppose for example, Umarani madam has 5 scholars, say. Her treatment to 5 scholars may be different. That is her perception of how she treats them. But all the 5 may not be happy. No, madam is partial to that person. Correct? So, the place where you are experiencing the stress, you are trying to cope with it. That is the second one. Okay? The third one is, completely you transform yourself. Let it be like anything. But I am different. I will change myself to get into that space. I will not suffer. Right? So these are the 3 types of resilience possible. So when a difficult situation happens, we do any 3 of this. Okay? When we experience difficult, one is we just respond with anger or aggression when we experience difficult moments. The other thing is we shut down. You just disappear. I had one of my niece. She had a problem with a guide. You know what she did? She said, I am going back to my native place. She just left the place. And guide is silent, scholar is silent. Second situation. I am angry with this person, or I am overwhelmed, I don't want to meet the guide. Guide doesn't want to meet the student. Okay? So both of us keep quiet. Third is, handle that. Handle that emotion. Talk to the people. So this is how, which is the best one? Third one. That is resilience. Shutting down is you are the loser. I am not the loser. Okay? And if you shout at the student or the student shouts at the guide, again the student is the loser. Talk, handle, overcome, go ahead. That is resilience. Now, what are some of the famous examples? I usually always try very less to quote foreign examples and take more of Indian examples. But the two foreign examples are very significant. You all know about Einstein, right? We all know about Einstein and how he was rejected in school, and how his mother, very intelligent mother, she can be called as a god of resilience, took his son out, coached him into one of the greatest scientists of this earth. An absolute example of resilience. Okay? Because the child was asking too many questions. No teacher wants a child in her class who is questioning too much. My eldest son was studying in a school here. Whenever my husband went to the school, the teachers will ask him, why your son is asking so many questions? You know, the effect of that was, he was cornered. But he is a resilient child to a resilient mother, so he escaped. So this is how Einstein survived. Viktor Frankl is, everybody should know about in this world Viktor Frankl. Viktor Frankl was a psychologist, a psychotherapist, a very famous person. But you know, he was imprisoned by the Nazis. Hitler imprisoned him because he was a Jew. He was a great professor. Why I give Viktor Frankl as an example is, Viktor Frankl has written a few books. One of the books is, all of you should buy that book, that is costing around 60 to 70 rupees. And that book, Man's Search for Meaning. Please note down. Man's Search for Meaning. It is one of the remarkable texts in the history of mankind. It's one of the remarkable texts. See, the entire book is about resilience. In one of the chapters he says that he was, because any qualified Jew, they hated very badly. So, he was put in a ice chamber with a naked body. Naturally, even in a very cool AC room, if we enter, we say, please switch off the AC, please switch off the AC. There they will not do that. And your attention will always be on, I am getting cooler, I may get cold, I may get fever. No? That is how we feel. If we get into a car where the air conditioner is at 3 points, we keep telling the driver, please reduce it, reduce it. But there is no possibility of reducing the ice in the ice chamber. At that moment, Viktor Frankl was thinking about surviving the Nazis, going to America and giving a lecture at Harvard. Can we do? So small pinpricks, whole day we are bothered about it. We don't do any other work. But you see, he was just thinking about, and you see that was so powerful, he survived. Today I am telling the story because he wrote that book. And he went to Harvard and delivered the lecture. And in one of the chapters he talks about very beautifully, see there will be the cells where the people were put inside. So this, the first cell, people will be released today into gas chamber, okay? So next day second cell, third cell, fourth cell, like that. See, the first cell people, they will try to give whatever ration that they've got to the next cell people so that they can survive one more day. Suppose war ends and they are all freed. They will have one more day ration. Ration was so limited. Bread. See the kind of resilience in the mind of a person who is going to die. See, we are all today, even before I die, I'll eat biryani and die. Nah, I'll eat the food, then I'll go and die. But these people are saying, I will die, but they will have one more day. This is an absolute. So this is what is resilience, and he came out to become one of the best known psychotherapists, and he wrote a book on logotherapy. Okay, this is what is Viktor Frankl. Please buy that book, Man's Search for Meaning. And we all know about our the first citizen, the former president, Professor Abdul Kalam, who was the first visiting professor of this university. He came from a very humble background. Okay, he came from a very, very humble background. Through sheer hard work and mentoring. How can somebody mentor you if you are not okay? That means the person had those abilities. Even though from a humble background, from poor background, he had the ability to convince people into mentoring him into such a great human being. An absolute example of resilience. He went on to become the top nuclear scientist of this nation and become the president of this nation. And the Reliance, we are now surrounded by Reliance, Jio, AGO, Trends, Reliance Express, Dhirubhai Ambani. From a clerk in a trading agency to one of the richest Indians on the planet. Correct? From a clerk in the trading firm. In fact, they say that he did some donambari, we don't know what it is, but hard work, smart work. So, went on to become the wealthiest Indian. Our Biocon founder, woman, being a woman, I added a woman also in the list. Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw went on to become the icon of India. Our own cricketer, okay, MS Dhoni, a great human being, example of resilience. And my OTC scholar, a very interesting, a lady came from Madagascar. You heard about a country, Madagascar. So she came for a training program here. And they brought her to me, very short, up to my shoulder, smiling. I said, what is the problem? She has no luggage. She is going to be here for 8 weeks in India. Where is her luggage? Her luggage is lost in transit. So from Madagascar, via Air Mauritius to Chennai, to Bombay to Chennai. Okay? No luggage, only a handbag with a passport, smiling, does not know English. She knows French, I don't know French. Imagine the situation. What will you do? Not a single word of my English she can understand. And except the suit that she was wearing, she doesn't have any other clothes. Okay? Still today, maybe it happened 10 years back, but still it's a good memory of how a resilient person can be. Then I called up someone and who is having understanding of French, and then they translated that somewhere in the airport in Bombay, someone told you keep the luggage here. She could not understand. She left the luggage in the airport and she came. And that was 10 days back, any luggage found suspicious alone, then immediately scanning is done, transported to somewhere. And throughout that 8 weeks, she never came and asked me about where is my luggage. She managed with whatever he had. I brought some clothes from my house. Then we gave some money from Air Mauritius. 8 weeks she was very happy. See, for us, no, if our one day doesn't arrive, we make a hell a lot of hue and cry. 8 weeks of resilience. She had a sari also here. She purchased a sari. She wore a sari and went back to her country. Example of a resilient human being. Myself. So when I was doing my research, I did my research from NITTTR Chennai. Okay? So when I was doing my research, I was with one guide, then later on I got transferred to another guide. So when I went to my guide, I finished all my work, bounded it, and gave it to the guide. The first page itself, he wrote 25 corrections, first page. I wrote about nearly 5 lakhs graduates. He put a red line. Get me the exact number. Okay. Those days NASCOM was not that active. You can only have an approximate estimate. Okay, I underwent all the corrections. 3 drafts, 4 drafts, over. 5th draft going. In the 5th draft, he called me and said, your statistical analysis, can you make one manual calculation of the entire result? Is it possible? Which SPSS has done for 400 records. I told him, sir, I'm withdrawing. I took my bag, a book, and came to my husband's table and said, I put it on my husband's table and said, this ends my doctorate. I don't need my doctorate. Okay? My husband is a very power man. Okay, as you wish. Because if he says, no, I will pound on him. If he says, listen to me, I will pound on him. He said, he is a very intelligent man. He said, as you wish. Okay? So I decided. Then my husband is a good friend of the guide. Then he told, I don't know what transpired between both of them. After 2 weeks he came back. He said, no, I didn't want to do that. You please come and submit. I went again. He said, can you add a flow chart in the 3rd chapter? Means again you have to start re-entering the page numbers of the 300 page numbers in the 25 pages of the contents. Then again, see, I did that also. And then I finally submitted my thesis. See, my thesis was an original work. It's a very fundamental research work that I did. But I had a very misfortune in the form of a supervisor. I will tell the positive qualities of my supervisor later. That the research external exam, the internal Indian examiner gave highly commended. It was an excellent thesis. But the foreign examiner told, excellent thesis he wrote in the first line. Just before the first line, he wrote, spelling errors noted in the text. And in the last line, he writes, the thesis is so good that I want to retain it, I don't want to send it. Can you see the contradiction? And there was no spelling errors. I had to manufacture a spelling error to give a report to the university. See, it is not that easy to do research. But today, I have told you about the negative events that happened in my life with my supervisor. But the most positive aspect of the same person, till today I respect him, I talk to him. If you see my PPT, there will be a mark of him. How to organize the PPT. You might not have seen many PPTs with an overview, right? If you take his PPT, there will be always the overview. When he writes a letter to anybody, nobody can ask any further question on that letter. There will be such an exhaustive information. When he talks about a topic, the children who are sitting in the class can know to read any topic. Today I am good at drafting, I am good at writing, I am good at organizing, I am good at research. Credit goes all to my supervisor. Understood? Supervisors, during the time of the thesis, they are bound by certain rules, regulations. See, today when I became a research guide, I had to forgive him because whatever he did that time to me, which I complained here and today in front of you, I am doing to my scholars. Because nowhere I want that somebody should say, such a trash thesis this lady has guided. So the crux of the information is believe. So I gave you an example of, see, still that those memories at that moment were haunting. But as days progressed, I understood how important it was for them to double check, for them to put us into a lot of adverse situations. It is a learning experience. Whenever no PhD is a cakewalk. No PhD is a cakewalk. No research is a cakewalk. If it is a cakewalk, that is a fake. You have influenced, or somebody has written for you. If you really want to learn out of a situation, you will have to be a good researcher. You have to have a good research guide, and you have to have resilience. Now, in all this process, in the process of getting into resilience, what is most important? So we know that there was an earthquake in Turkey and Syria, right? So after 2-3 days or after 5 days, there were pictures emerged of a small girl holding her brother beneath, right? The brother is alive. Both of them were taken alive. Okay. What is the reason? What would have been the thought process of that small girl? That I am to be alive, my brother is to be alive, and both of us should meet my father. Correct? Our chief minister, the former chief minister, Dr. Jayalalitha, was in Apollo Hospital. And every day we were getting reports, madam is eating idli, madam is eating chutney, right? What were our thoughts? Our thoughts were she was not alive. All of us thought she was not alive because they are bluffing. Because nobody is saying we have seen her. Everybody is only saying third party information. Second example, Jallikattu. The entire Tamil Nadu came in Marina. What was the thought? Vadivasal will open. So which is responsible for the success? Thoughts. So if you feel my guide is bad, I am suffering, I am like this, so what will happen? Only suffering will happen. I am fine, my guide is fine, my research work is fine. Nanban movie, all is well. Yeah. So the only thing roadblock is your own thoughts. What you think. Because your thoughts leads to feeling. Feeling leads to action. Either you get angry and leave the guide, or you go and complain. Okay? You shut down, or you bring your father, it aggravates. See that your thoughts is the roadblocks to your resilience. So there are two sets of factors. One is risk factors and protective factors. We always think about the risk factors. We always don't think about the protective factors. So think more about the protective factors. What are the risk factors? Poor social coping skills, insecure attachments with people, poor nutrition, poverty, chronic illness, violence. But the protective thing is strong bonds within the family, close relationship, humor, faith, positive attitude to life, good social skills, range of interests, good housing, good problem solving skills. Just for example. Now I'll come to this most important part of my lecture. So when I talk about resilience, all of you are here. Madam, how can I improve my resilience capability? You have given examples, but how did you implement it? What are the strategy? Tell me. That is the question that may be in your mind. Please understand, for resilience to work within us, we have to understand our personality. Our personality is consisting of 5 dimensions. What is the first dimension? The physical person. Correct? Physical appearance. The second one is your brain. Intellect. Correct? Ellarkum irukla. Third one, your emotions. How you react to situations. What is the fourth one? How you react to people. How you communicate. How you socialize. How you maintain relationships with people. I used to give example of Professor APJ for this. Physical. When I told about Professor Abdul Kalam, you visualized him, right? Somewhere you visualized him. That's the physical appearance, a distinct appearance. Intellectual. Was he an intelligent man? Very, very intelligent. How about his emotion? We have never seen him angry. We have never seen him always smiling. Social, he can connect to anybody. Students, children, actors, poets. Tamil Nadu, any literary association, he was a president, he will be there here. So, can connect to anybody. And spiritual, highly spiritual person. So for us, the first 4 is very important. Physical. You all have all these 4. Physical, cognitive, emotional, and social. Degree is varying. So if you improve, I am not going to talk about the 5th one, which is beyond the domain. The 4 domains are very, very important for resilience. Physical. Let me take physical. Are you all healthy people? Raise your hand. ரொம்ப சந்தேகம் எடுக்கலாமா இல்லை mostly Gen Z and Gen Y research scholars. Gen Z அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து there are different generations. Baby boomers, Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z, Gen Z. Okay va? Baby boomers. Those born just after the World War. Today, suppose if my husband goes and suggests anything to my son, boomer ஆட்டம் பேசாதீங்க. Correcta? Right then. Don't talk like a boomer. Actually he is a boomer, baby boomer. After World War ended, Spanish flu ended, people were very relaxed. More babies were born. So those born between 1946 to 1964, baby boomers. After that, people started moving across continents. Children were born out of wedlock. Scientists, anthropologists, confused what is this generation. Whenever there is a confusion, we give an unknown variable. So Gen X. Then towards the end of Gen X, I am Gen X. Towards the end of Gen X, technology was taking birth. Okay? So the next label, Y. So Gen Y, they are called as millennials or digital natives. Born into technology. Gen Z, from the womb imbibing technology. So this Gen Z characteristics, physical. Now suppose if I want my phone to be located, I ask my husband to bring my phone. My husband will take the button phone, boomer. Okay? He asks me, I take my iPhone, go to favorites, take my husband's, dials it. I ask my son to search my phone. What he'll do? Take his phone. Siri, call mom. Understood the 3 generations in one house. My husband is from baby boomer, I am from Gen X. My 2 children are Gen Z. This is the generation now research scholars. Now, physical, if you talk about the physical today, are these people the healthy people today, madam? Are you all healthy people? Not at all. How many of you love shawarma? Shawarma. The shawarma is on the road. All the dust on the road collects on the shawarma. The man who is preparing doesn't use a glove. Today onwards, many people will not go to shawarma. Have you ensured that he washed his hands properly? Pani puri. Pani puri wala presses the pani puri with the left hand. Has he washed his left hand properly? See, physically, the today's junk food, street food eaters, going behind Instagram reviews. How do you expect you to be a healthy person? If you are not a healthy person, you are not a resilient person. எப்போ பார்த்தாலும் வயிற்று வலிக்குது. Number of cancer cases in Cancer Institute among young people is very high. Kurkure, Lays, பிக் பாஸ்கெட் ஆர்டர் பண்ணால் உடனே இம்மீடியட்டாக ஓடி வர்றது, 2 லேஸ் போடு, அதுவும் அது என்னென்னவோ போடு, டேங்கோ போடு, அதை போடு, இதை போடு. திஸ் இஸ் த பீப்புள் டுடே, யூ ஆல். மில்லட்டு, இட்லி, பொங்கல்னா அதெல்லாம் என்ன? ஃபிசிக்கல். What all things need to be there in physical? Take care of yourself. Are you eating nutritious food? Are you having good sleep? இன்னைக்கெல்லாம் வீட்டுக்கெல்லாம் திருடனே வரதில்லை. நம்ம ஜாலியாக இருக்கணும். யாரா ஒருத்தர் 3 மணி 4 மணி வரைக்கும் முழிச்சிட்ருக்காங்க. One light is always on in one room, இல்லையா? அதுவும் தானாக பேசுறது வேற, அதை போட்டுட்டு. ஸோ no need for thief to come. And are we consuming media very limited way? Social media all the time. And what is the time management and planning of today? How many of you have goals in life? பாதி கிளாஸ் கூட இல்லை. Planning totally missing in today's young people. See, when my research guide I talked about, he will always have a small piece of notebook in his packet. Whenever he comes to meeting, he will come with a notebook and a pen. இன்னைக்கு today students, they come and ask the guide, பேனா கொடுங்க மேடம், கொஞ்சம் எழுதிட்டு கொடுக்குறேன். கரெக்டா? This is the status. Okay, we have planner in our mobile. அந்த பிளானர் எதுக்கு யூஸ் ஆகும்? ஒன்லி அட்வென்ச்சர், recreation, book my show, alarm. Is it used for any real academic purposes? Not at all. Today, time management of these young people, முக்காவாசி டிஃபிகல்ட்டிஸ், தட் இஸ் அ ஃப்ரெண்டு ஃபோன் பண்ணி, நான் ஒரு போஸ்ட் போட்டிருக்கேன் பாரு, அது போஸ்ட்டுக்கு போவோம் இன்ஸ்டாகிராம் உள்ள. இப்படி பார்த்தா 7 மணிக்கு ஆரம்பிச்சது 9 மணிக்கு முடிஞ்சிருக்கும். அது அங்கே போகும், இங்கே போகும், இங்கே போகும், இங்கே போகும். டுடே த டைம் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் ஸ்கில்ஸ் ஆஃப் யங் பீப்புள் இஸ் வெரி வெரி புவர். எத்தனை பேர் ஆதார் கார்டில் ஃபோட்டோ மாற்றிட்டீங்க? அதுவும் கம்மி தான். ஏன்னா அதுக்கு டைம் இருக்காது. அட்ரஸ் மாற்ற டைம் இருக்காது. யங் பீப்புள் டைம் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட். டுடே ஆல் ஆஃப் யூ கோ டு த ஹவுஸ் from morning 5 to 6 until night 12 to 1. Every 1 hour, what you are writing, what you are doing, please write. I am telling you, do this exercise. You will feel very ashamed that how much time in a day you are wasting. Understood? Biological prime time. Very very important. நம்மளோட biological clock வந்து over the years, for some people they are early risers, correct? For some people they are late risers. Okay? Which is better for you? You have to find that and use that time to do productive work. See, for example, என்னால் காலையில் நிறைய வேலை பார்க்க முடியாது. பட் ஆனால் ஆல் லேர்னிங் ஐ கீப் ஃபார் த நைட் ஆஃப்டர் 9 o'clock. பிகாஸ் மார்னிங் நிறைய டிஸ்டர்பன்சஸ் இருக்கும். பட் ஆனால் ஃபார் மீ, ஸோ விச் இஸ் யுவர் biological prime time? சில in some classes, no, students, suppose any engineering classes, students morning வரும்போது டயர்டாக இருப்பான். When the day progresses, he becomes very brisk. Some people come very brisk in the morning. But as day progresses, so see your biological prime time and work accordingly. Research which is the better time. So work on these two, time management and see, time management, one is awareness, very important. Time is a resource, once gone, gone forever. And all of us have one beautiful saying within us. Monday is the most productive day and Friday is the least productive day. Who the hell on earth told this? யாராவது கூப்பிட்டு சொன்னாங்களா? Every day is a productive day. Every day on earth we are living is a productive day. Saturday, Sunday is also a productive day. Go to temple, go to meet a friend, go to visit a relative, go for something which you like, go for a marathon. It is also a productive day. There is we keep piling, especially in research. People will complete everything. The most difficulty will come at one point. Can you guess what it is? Thesis writing. அங்கே வந்த உடனே பிள்ளையார் சுடியே போட முடியாது, ஸ்ட்ரக் ஆயிரும், ஒர்க் பிடிச்சிருவாங்க. Thesis writing is an art that gives lot of pleasure when you finish and when you see your bounded volume years after year. Oh, I did this. The thesis writing. என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க? போஸ்ட்போன் பண்ணுவாங்க the thesis writing. See, there is a book on time management. In that book, Eat That Frog or Kiss That Frog by Brian Tracy. In that book she says, these kind of work, you have to treat them like frogs. And you have to eat the big frog first. நிறைய இந்த மாதிரி ஃப்ராகாக இருக்குது. What is that frog? The work which you have not completed. So from the biggest frog to the smallest frog. Frog eating நம்மளுக்கு பிடிக்குமா? Do you love to eat frogs? பேர் சொன்னாவே குசும். சரி, இப்போ தட்டில் சின்ன ஃப்ராக்லேருந்து பெரிய ஃப்ராக் வரைக்கும் இருக்குது. ஸோ how to eat it? சின்னதை ஈட் பண்ணும்போதே பெருசு நினச்சி கவலைப்பட்டுட்டே இருப்போம். Say that, eat the big frog first. Okay, so time management. To the, have you understood this? Cognition, the brain. How many of our brains went in for a sixer during the pandemic? We started having memory issues, correct? பேரே வராது. அவங்கள கூப்பிடு, அவங்கள யார பேரை சொல்லு, வரமாட்டேங்குது பேர். Okay, we'll have a small exercise now. Keep your books down. Put all your books, be freed. Now, spell your name forward. Easier? If it is easy, say like this. Spell your name backward. Was it as easy as it was forward? Spell your mobile number forward. Spell your mobile number backward. Difficult, na? Light, slightly. This is because the brain, ஒரே பஸ், ஒரே ரூட்டு, ஒரே சீக்வென்ஸ், ஒரே ரோடில் போயிட்டுருக்கு. There is no resilience for the brain. Brain needs new learnings. New knowledge. Brain is the most important organ that has to be protected, especially for research. Neurons have to fire every day. The brain never gets old. People say your brain is old. No. Even at the age of 93, one of my professors in Germany, she said, I'm still learning, Renuka. But we keep this brain very sedentary. That is why there was the brain which remembered hundreds of 8-digit landline numbers. Today is unable to process more than 5 cell phone numbers. Husband, wife, children, அப்புறம் அம்மா, இவ்வளோதான் நம்பர் ஞாபகம் இருக்குது. அது கூட எங்கள் ஹஸ்பண்ட் என்ன பண்ணுவாருன்னா, அவர் ஃபோனில் அவர் நம்பரை எழுதி ஒட்டிக்குவார். யாராவது கேட்டார்னா நம்பரை சொல்ல மாட்டார். He will just show this phone. So what I say is, you have to care for your brain. Very, very important. That is the powerhouse of your intellect. So how to care for the brain? There is a beautiful set of exercises available called brain gym. Have you heard about it? Brain gym. Okay? So let us do one brain gym today, right? Huh? Keep your index finger. Draw a 6 in the air. Easy, yeah? Easy, no? Take your same right leg, right foot, okay? Draw a 9 in the air. Right foot, big toe. Leg. Video la varadu. See, you have to draw like this. Do it. With your right foot, big toe, draw a 9. Agreed? Do both at the same time. Why? Two different instructions to two different parts of the brain. We are not using our right brain. We are always using our logic, decision making, symbol processing, number processing, word processing. Okay? This is like a concrete building. This side. This is Mani Ratnam's Ponniyin Selvan. இங்கே போகிறதே இல்லை, இங்கே தான். அப்போ என்ன ஆகும்? How will it come? 6 and 9 ரெண்டுமே 6 தான் வரும். Understood? This is a wonderful brain gym exercise. I'll show the second exercise, which is called as a finger gym. This exercise is called 5 and L. Okay? அஞ்சு விரலும் மூடக்கூடாது. 5 and L. Okay? Slower it will come. Every day when you practice, it will come. Alternate. Slowly if you do, it will come. See, these are all wonderful brain gym exercises. You go to YouTube and type Sachin Superb Humans. Okay? In the YouTube, you get lot of finger gym exercise. Brain is one organ which you have to be stress-free and continuously neurons being fired. Where is the PPT, please? Habits, very important. Stephen Covey talks about 7 habits. Just don't, even if you don't read the book, go to the internet, there is a shorter version of the 7 habits. Keep yourself fit, okay? Keep your body fit, keep yourself healthy, and then listen to people. There are 7 things that are said. Habits drive you to excellence. That's very important. And always have a growth mindset. Some people know, whenever they take up anything, they will always feel negative about it. Whether I can do it. The moment you are suspicious, you can never carry forward. There are 2 types of mindset, growth mindset and fixed mindset. Fixed mindset people cannot travel longer. Growth mindset people can conquer the world. Alexander the Great. Okay, so have always, in any situation, suppose if the, very trivially, the guide says, go and do this work. Madam, இது எதுக்கு unnecessary பண்ணு? Don't have that. Try what is there. Your language, your vocabulary should be, this is not correct, this is not good, should be avoided. Your vocabulary should be, let me try, let me work, let me find, okay? And always have optimism. Even with it, like you see that I talked about Viktor Frankl. Optimism only made him survive. So always have optimism. Work towards your goals. Don't think that any problem will always go on its own. When it go on its own, no, it will go on its decision. But if you want it to go the way you want, you will have to be part of it. அது எக்கேடோ கெட்டு போட்டோம் அப்படின்னு விடக்கூடாது. You have to take action. That's very important. And engage in very valued activities. Means, see, suppose generally in research, going to libraries, listening to good lectures, every day seeing that I never go to bed without learning something new for the day. That's very important. That's a valued activity. That is why you could see my biodata having so many. I'm basically a computer science person, but I've done everything into healing. So have engaged in, stop being with it. There is always people who are called as time trashers in our life. See, maybe Umarani madam goes home. Some faculty, madam, this happened, that happened, that happened. Already we are here for 8 hours listening to all this. And after going home also somebody, one fellow research scholar, madam was not okay today, this, that. No? Time trashers. And there are some people in our life who are regularly draining our time. Avoid such people in your life. Eliminate time trashers. For a sample, suppose today the time trasher is phoning you. Phone edukading. Don't take the phone. நீங்க கொஞ்சம் ஒரு 1 minute கழிச்சு phone அடிச்சிங்கன்னா அந்த phone engaged-ஆ இருக்கும். ஏன்னா அது வேற ஒரு பின்னை கண்டுபிடிச்சிருச்சு. It has found another bin. அப்புறம் திருப்பியும் நீங்க அடிச்சுக்கிட்டா ஒன்றும் இல்லைப்பா, முடிஞ்சு போச்சு. So please find out people, the gossiping, talking negative about other people, spending time on opinion of other people. Instead engage in reading, go for a walk, spiritual activities, anything. Very, very important. Emotions. For every feeling in our lives, there is an organ which is getting into problem. If you are emotionally drained, you know which organ is affected? Huh? If you are fearing too much, which organ is affected? Kidney. Kidney is affected if you fear too much. அதுக்கு தான் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா சிலர்லாம் அடிக்கடி யூரினேஷன் போயிட்டே இருப்பாங்க. Kidney is fear indirectly. The organ which is for emotions is liver. When you become angry, immediate reflection in the liver. So, whenever you have emotional issues, try to sort it out. Don't carry that for a longer time. Okay? Notice, break, solve, stop worrying about it. Don't carry it, because one of the internal organs is getting damaged. And emotions, very beautifully Daniel Goleman has said 4 things. Be aware of yourself, self-awareness. Manage yourself, self-management. Be aware of others, empathy, putting yourself in others' shoes. Okay? Managing others, relationship management. These are the 4 things in emotional intelligence. So be an emotionally intelligent person. Suppose you are in an emotionally charged environment. You have an altercation with your fellow research scholar or with your guide or with other faculty. What is the best way? To keep fighting vigorously? Leave the place where you are experiencing stress. Madam, I'll meet you early tomorrow. Go back. Settle your mind and then come back. And your thoughts. Okay? Today, supervisor in the evening gives a message, tomorrow morning 9 o'clock meet me without fail. What do you start doing? ஐயோ என்ன கூப்பிட்டாங்க தெரியலையே, ஏதாவது தப்பு பண்ணிட்டோமா, இல்லை ஏதாவது வேலை கொடுக்க போகிறாங்களா, நிறைய வேலை கொடுப்பாங்களா கம்மியாக கொடுப்பாங்களா, இல்லை இவங்கள யாராவது மாட்டி விடலாமா? கரெக்டா? ரைட்? ப்ளீஸ் ஆல்வேஸ் ஹாவ் நியூட்ரல் தாட்ஸ். எது எடுத்தாலும் பயப்படாதீங்க, நெகட்டிவ்க்கு போகாதீங்க. அது என்ன வேணா இருக்கட்டும், உயிர் இருக்குல்ல. I always say, there is one life. உயிர் மட்டும் இருந்தால் போகலாம், என்ன வேணால் சாதிச்சிடலாம். ஏன் பயப்படுவேன்? ஒய் தாட்ஸ். அந்த தாட்ஸ் தான் மற்ற எல்லாத்துக்கும் போகும். உடனே கோவம் வரும், சல்காவும், சாப்பிட முடியாது, நைட்டு ஃபுல்லாக பேயா பூதமாக எல்லாம் வரும் கனவுல. At that moment, okay, let me see. Let me see tomorrow what happens. Why should I worry? Remove. Create your own mantra or symbol. எல்லாம் டாட்டூ பண்ணுறீங்கல்ல, டாட்டூவை நல்ல சிம்பிளாக பண்ணுங்க. நல்ல ஒரு பவர் சிம்பிள், அதை பார்த்தாவே பவர் வரணும். போயிட்டு இருக்கிற ஆக்டரோட மூஞ்சு, அந்த மூஞ்சு, இந்த மூஞ்சு. ஹாவ் அ பவர் சிம்பிள் இன் யோர் லைஃப். ஹாவ் அ பவர் mantra. Excellence. I always work for excellence. This will pass. I am happy. I am great. I cannot be shaken. Have a mantra like that. Okay? And have a symbol in your life. Have a circle. There is something called circle of excellence which we teach in neuro-linguistic programming. We don't have time, we are nearing the lecture. So, have a power in your own hands. Change how you respond to situations. Don't see anything as unsolvable. Everything in this world is solvable. It's achievable. Practice mindfulness. ரொம்ப கஷ்டம். I give a short activity. you have to close your eyes. Okay? Please listen to the instruction. Okay? Keep your hands in chin mudra. Connect your thumb and index. Tip slightly touch. Remaining 3 fingers like this. Keep on your laps. Keep on your laps. The condition is you should not think about anything. You should think about only this mudra. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Close your eyes. No thoughts. No thoughts. No thoughts. Slowly release your fingers and open your eyes. How many of you felt it very difficult? Huh? 3 நிமிஷம் நோ தாட்ஸ் இல்லைல்ல, எல்லா இடம் போச்சு. வீட்டுக்கு போயிட்டு வந்துச்சு, பாண்டிச்சேரி போச்சு, கோவா போச்சு, இன்ஸ்டாகிராமுக்கு போச்சு. See, mindfulness is remaining calm without any thoughts. And you see, average number of thoughts per day for a person. Normal day, if Dr.Renuka does not have any worry, 6,000 thoughts. If Renuka is highly stressed today, 65 to 75,000 thoughts per day. Where are these thoughts most of the times? Are they very happy thoughts? ஐயோ இந்த அம்மா இதை சரி பண்ண, இந்த பேப்பரை கொடுத்துருவாங்களா இன்னைக்கு, இந்த கைடு கரெக்ஷன் கம்மியாக கொடுப்பாங்களா, எதுவும் பண்ணிட மாட்டாங்களா, ஃபெலோஷிப்பை அப்ரூவ் பண்ணிடுவாங்களா, எல்லாமே பாஸ்ட்டு இல்லைன்னா ஃப்யூச்சர், நோ ப்ரெசன்ட். கரெக்டா? ஸோ தாட்ஸ் தான் எல்லாமே. தாட்ஸ் drive you. So what happens? We are always thinking, overworking, negative thinking. Practice mindfulness, no thoughts. See this mantra, this one, no? It is actually the mudra for memory, mudra for stress relief. If you are not getting sleep in the night, put this mudra, immediately you will get sleep. யாருக்காவது இங்கே தூக்கம் வந்துதா? வரல. ஓகே. And you see, always celebrate or appreciate or reward your accomplishments. I do that. I spend for myself. Okay? Celebrate your accomplishments, rewards. Spread out stressors, very important. இப்போ இன்றைக்கி காலையில் 2 ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் சிச்சுவேஷன்ஸ் வருது. என்னென்னா அப்போ என்ன பண்ணணும், ஒரே ஒரு சிச்சுவேஷனை மட்டும் வச்சுக்கணும். இன்னொரு சிச்சுவேஷனை வந்து நீ எப்படியோ போகிற வக்கு போ. ஃபோக்கஸ் ஆன் ஒன் ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் அட் அ டைம். ஃபேஸ் அவுட் ஸ்ட்ரெஸ்ஸர்ஸ். காலையிலேருந்து இஃப் யூ ஸ்டார்ட் ஒரிங் ஃபார் த அதர் திங் ஆல்சோ, யூ வில் நாட் பி சக்ஸஸ்ஃபுல் ஹியர் as well. ஸோ ஸ்ப்ரெட் அவுட் யுவர் stresses. There are beautiful emotional intelligence improvement techniques. You go to YouTube and find EFT by Gary Craig. That is the first video of emotional freedom technique by Gary Craig. You can just it's a wonderful technique. Maybe there are a lot of sites in Instagram where you can learn about this technique. So EFT by Gary Craig. And most importantly, whenever you are in an emotionally charged situation, please have empathy. Try to understand the other person's point of view. Put yourselves in other person's shoes. I don't have time. How long it is? It's going to over, na? So otherwise we could have a video. You would go to YouTube and watch this video. Cleveland Clinic. Cleveland, CLEVELAND. Please watch whatever I am saying without fail. They are all very resourceful. Cleveland Clinic empathy video. You will feel how great you are, how fortunate you are when you see such videos. Okay? And finally, develop and maintain strong relationships. Have some people, in your university there is a professor called Vipinendran. He talks about board of directors. In your life there should be at least minimum of 5-6 people whom you can always shoulder on. You have such, but don't say that I can, as a great tree I can grow myself. No, you should have good connections. Accept change, situation and people. கைடு கிட்ட புதுசாக ஒரு பர்சன் வந்து ஜாயின் பண்ணால் நம்மளுக்கு ஷேக்கி ஆகிடுது. அக்செப்ட், லவ் தெம் ஆல்சோ, டேக் தெம் இன் டு யுவர் ஃபோல்டு. அவங்க கொஞ்ச நாளைக்கு கைடோட நல்லபடியாக இருப்பாங்க, அப்புறம் நம்ம கூட வந்துடுவாங்க. தென் குட் சப்போர்ட் சிஸ்டம், ஃபேமிலி சைடு. ஓகே? அண்ட் ஆல்வேஸ் ஹாவ் டைரக்ட் கம்யூனிகேஷன். டோன்ட் ஹாவ் வயா மீடியா. இங்கே சொல்லி அங்கெல்லாம் போகக்கூடாது. Madam Shobha, what do you said? Tell me. Direct communication. Find a way to always help others, your fellow scholars. See, my husband, when he was doing his PhD in NCERT, it's a very, very, very tearing story. When he was doing, he was actually a very big jamindar of his place, but there was not much awareness during his times. His father said, I cannot sell the property, you go and study on your own. He was about to leave the PhD because of 400 rupees. 400 rupees scholarship is over. So the next month onwards he doesn't have a scholarship. I'm talking about those days 400. Today even 40,000 not sufficient. Then He was about to withdraw that PhD. He is about to submit but withdraw. Because you cannot exist in Delhi without money. You know, one of his friends is from Garewal. His name is Dr. G.C. Upadhyay of NCRT. He told, G, why are you going? We'll share our scholarship. Will anybody volunteer today? He said, you stay with me. We'll eat the roti. 2 roti, we'll eat 1 man. Till today, G.C. Upadhyay, my husband is very grateful to that man. Otherwise, he is nowhere. Please find a way to help others. Always have positive communication. Include everybody. Vasudevam Kudumpakam, na? Everybody, take everybody with you. And know when to say no. That's very important. And whenever you are in trouble, whenever you are in distress, one thing is, suicides happen because the person has lost hope. There was a suicide in IIT Madras where the child wrote a message to the father that, my project extended. I am ending my life. Father was the top scientist of Deputy Director of DRDO. He immediately tried the phone, the boy's phone was switched off. So he called his friend to go and check in his room. By the time he was hanging in the ceiling. See why I gave this example? When a person takes this decision that no one on this earth can save him, right? Yes or no? See, that means still today there is no proper psychological counseling services in IIT Madras. And parents know people who always want maximum performance. Every mother and father who gives birth to a child says, you should be the first in the class. Who will take the second, third position? When any mother have you heard saying, beta, just pass and be happy? Huh? Engg utta 4 mark? Saniyane. Anna University, and those days la the board போகும்போது பக்கத்துல உட்கார்ந்து கொட்டிட்டே இருப்பாங்க. 2 மார்க் காலேஜ் போயிடுச்சு, 4 மார்க் காலேஜ் போயிடுச்சு. This is what parents are. So you are talking to them have no use. ஏன் மார்க் எடுக்கல தான் கேட்பாங்க. ஒரு வாட்டி ஒரு student of my class, he did not come for the exam in time. Their friends are looking why he has not come. 10 o'clock that half an hour is over. 9:55 he entered. The student asked him after the exam. Class students asked him, why you came late? எங்க அப்பா கார் தொடச்சு வச்சுட்டு போ சொன்னார் அப்படின்னு. எக்ஸாம்னு சொல்லக்கூடாது. ஐயோ அதெல்லாம் தெரியாது வீட்டில். சொன்னா மார்க் எங்கன்னு கேட்பாங்க, ஷீட் எங்கன்னு கேட்பாங்க. எதுக்கு வம்பு? அதனால காரை தொடச்சிட்டே வந்துட்டேன். This is what students are. They treat parents like this, right? So, whenever you are in distress, don't suffer yourself. Go and seek support, either inside or go and fall at the feet of the guide. At least that person is okay, he has surrendered. Go and talk to one of your friends. There is always solution possible. There is a saying, I am okay, you are okay. I am okay, you are not okay. I am not okay, you are okay. I am not okay, you are not okay. Means the world is also not useful, I am also not useful to this world. We should never take such situation. Whenever we are in problem, we should always go and ask for help. And Gopal Gaurdas, he says, when you have a problem, can you do anything about it? If yes, go and do it. If no, stop worrying and do nothing about it. Okay? And at the heart of resilience is our attitude, our positive attitude, our go free attitude, be happy attitude. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I did not have the pleasure of welcoming you to the speech, but now I'm very glad that I've been able to attend at least the last portion of your speech. So most of our students, they get very emotional on their Viva Day. So on the Viva Day, if you look at them, they will say what all they have not done. I should have done this, my guide tolerated me, I should have done this, but my friends helped me. But they do not understand the journey of their 3 or 4 years here, and they do not know how fortunate they are. Out of so many applications, only half of it get processed and selected. I think we should all be very grateful for the opportunities that we have got. And the topic today was a very important topic, resilience. Because during the pandemic, that was one word all of us spoke about, resilience. And I think ma'am has very beautifully captured it in several capsules, I should say. So whether it is Brian Tracy, all the growth mindset and the fixed mindset, all these are very important to us. We look at them like WhatsApp forward videos, many of us see, but we don't take them very seriously, what can actually happen to us. Thank you, ma'am, for kind of institutionalizing this idea in a very systematic manner for our scholars. I'm sure that they would have benefited extremely from this particular session. Are there any questions for madam? We can have at least a couple of questions. I also request the team to see if there is any questions from online participants. Are there any questions for the resource person now? Or do you think you should try all this? Because when ma'am was talking that there's fear and then your liver gets affected, I was also thinking, oh my God, I should not get stressed. We all worry about hair fall. We worry about, putting on too much weight, and these things stress us, but we don't know what happens internally. You have a question, ma'am? Do you have a question? You wanted to say something. Yeah. Can you please pass the mic to her?
Good morning, ma'am. I would like to comment about this session. Every day is a learning session for us. I learned the rate of speech from you. Amazing rate of speech. Exactly. Sometimes out of stress and all those things, we are unable to follow the flow of the particular session. But from the beginning till now, I was completely engaged with your rate of speech, and I could follow all those things. Though I don't know how much I'm going to implement all those things in my life, but the way you engage people and the way you your speech and your activity at this stage, you try to do all those things in the stage without any hesitation. It is really a it's mind blowing actually. Thank you so much for all those things. Thank you, ma'am.
There is one question, quickly. When to approach professional help and how to identify whether a person needs professional help. Very inspiring session, ma'am. So,
when you select I'm talking with reference to research. See, when you are assigned to a guide, see the guides, you do not know the person, right? Sometimes we go meet the person beforehand and then get to know about them, then we try to fix the guide. Even then, no, we cannot find what is inside a person, because there may be masks. I may also have, I look like a very happy person, good person, but when the student comes in, I'm somebody different. Any circumstances you find that there is a mismatch between you and your supervisor, okay? This is where the problem, because if you are feeling stressed with your supervisor, you cannot tolerate that stress for 4 years. Please understand. There are only 2 ways. You will have to sort out and initiate the process. Otherwise, you will have to walk off. These are only 2 ways. See, when you still feel, see, even to the best person, the human tendency is to find the negative inside the other person. And then even with the best person, the human tendency is to compare themselves with the other person. Most of the problems for research scholars come from the fact that the guides are not giving attention to me. The guides are partial. It is all your assessment. It is all your comparison. You never put yourself in the shoes of your guide and see it. The guide may see one candidate in a different perspective and see another candidate in a different perspective. So whenever you are experiencing issues, whenever you are feeling very drained, whenever you are feeling dejected, immediately seek the help of a qualified counselor. Okay? Or for that matter, see, generally in institutional setup, say for example, if Shobha's candidate feels a problem, they come to me and tell the problem. It is not going to help because both of us are in the same department. Sometimes I may not be a good person that I may say that you write a letter against Shobha. So it is not possible to find a counselor in the same department. Go to the research head, ask for some psychological support. Madam, find some good psychological services to research department especially. So there should be some counselor available who can, when a child feels that nobody in this world can help me or give a decision for me, then only they break down. So nobody should be pushed into that particular situation. So resilience is finding a way out of any dead end. That is resilience. Okay? So I think I have answered the question.
Thank you, madam. So thank you for patiently answering the questions and for delivering this session.